Because guys, the thing is, gratitude is the frequency to receive. All right, man, let's get it, man. Make sure you say the things. Make sure you say your gratitude. Make sure that you understand that, you know, we are living right now in a vibrational universe. So if you're giving out the frequency of gratitude, what's going to happen is you're going to get things that make you want to say thank you. You know, that's really the way this thing works, man. And, you know, a lot of people, we think that we don't have anything. We think that nothing's going our way. And guys, you are vibrationally creating that into your life. And the way to really switch that whole ball of energy inside you is to actually be grateful right now, whether you see anything or not. You know, it's one of the total absolute keys to success that every single billionaire that I've heard, when they talks about their daily routines and things like that, you know, they all talk about their gratitude. They all talk about going ahead and having a gratitude journal. Literally every single one. Look up a billionaire routine and you will see it. Gratitude is the key, guys. So, you know, I just wanted to point that out. A couple things I want to go over. You know, those of you already know, I already shouted you guys out. Those of you that have your cameras on, shout out to you guys, because those that have their cameras on, that means they're sitting up, they're dressed up, they're ready for business, and they're ready to sit down and take notes. Like, you guys should literally be sitting at your desk with a notebook and pen. Like, this isn't a time to go ahead and lay down on your couch. It isn't time to lay on your bed. It ain't time to be asleep. Guys, when I used to get on these calls, I was that person, and that's why I wasn't making any money. And guys, it may sound like a simple thing. Oh, I don't need to do that, guys. But here's the thing. Listen, this, man, is called the teachability index. And success leaves clues at the end of the day. There's a reason why we say the things that we say and we do the things that we do, because quite frankly, if you knew what I knew, you would do what I do. And really, guys, what I'm going to get into tonight, a couple different things, but the main focus here is going to be going over the PS3, which is what I believe is the foundation of building any organization. Whether you have 0 people, whether you have 10 people, whether you have 50 people, 100 people, you know, first you guys should write this down. Go ahead and type it over here to the right, and type in the chat if anyone knows this already. The 5 M's of network marketing. The 5 M's of network marketing. Someone type it in the chat if they know what it is. I'm sure someone knows what it is. They've heard this before. You know, Mr. Austin Gods, he talks about this all the time. And it's literally, more meetings means more momentum. More meetings means more money. That means the more meetings that you do, the more money you're going to make in the network marketing industry. That's just literally the way it works. It is a numbers game. It is a numbers game, guys. So when it comes to the PS3, guys, you got to understand that there are 3 steps. There are really 3 steps to this, and it all starts with the list, guys. It really starts with the list. You know, one thing my mentors told me was the bigger your list, the bigger your business. So, you know, when you already commit ahead of time and say, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and call 100 individuals, you know, what stops people from actually picking up the phone in this business is they're afraid to be told no. And here's the thing, guys, you know, kind of like how Mark Douglas talks about in Trading in the Zone, is kind of the same approach with building. And instead of judging yourself based off of one call and saying, oh, well, one person said no, blah, 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 3 people, 5 people, whatever, why don't you judge yourself on a sample size of 20 calls and say, okay, I did 20 calls, now how have I done over that period of time? And if you approach it like that, you're committing to doing the first 20 already instead of just going one by one. You know, you don't care if one trade wins. You don't care if one person says yes or no, because you know that by the time that you've gone through the numbers, that X percentage would have already played out. And you got to really approach it with that mindset. It's going to really help you a lot. When it comes to your list, you know, I don't have to get too in detail with this. It's really simple, guys. Whatever can make you think of more people to talk to is what's going to help you. And really, when you're talking to these people, there's a quick process. It has 4 steps. You guys have probably heard this before. If you've gone through Master the Invite, Austin Godsey, Matt Rosa, you know, it's a 2-year, 3-year-old video, and the same principles apply today, guys. Nothing has changed. And it's simply, number 1, be in a hurry. Number 2, clear the schedule. And I'm going to get into all of these. Number 3, give value. Number 4, take it away. So when it comes to being in a hurry, the whole point, it's really an energy thing. You don't have to physically say that you're in a hurry, although it can help at times. It's more of an energy thing, and it's really just, you have some type of pace and energy and certainty and enthusiasm in your voice to the fact that the person you're talking to is going to listen to you. So you really need to be sharp as a tack, enthusiastic as hell, and what? You have to sound like an expert in your field. That's typically what Jordan Belfort says on The Wolf of Wall Street, right? But when it comes to the list, you're going to go through this process. It's called PS3. I typed it above, and pretty much, guys, piquing the interest is as simple as doing the invite call, right? And you can go on social media and you can do this and do this. Now, I'm actually going to tell you something that you may not have heard before, and here's what I think, guys. If you have not gone through your original list of 100 people, which you can do in your first week, first 2 weeks at the very most, if you have not gone through your first list of your warm market, of your first 50, 100 people, you shouldn't even post anything on social media. And I'm going to tell you exactly why, guys. The reason why people do not join your business or hit you up is because you're trying to sound like you know everything as soon as you join. And you're starting posting things, you start posting this, you start posting that. You don't really know what you're posting, and people can see right through that. It's really energy on a consciously or subconscious level. People are going to see and feel your level of certainty in what you're doing. So your whole point is to say less to more people. You need to say less to more people. And if you're trying to do a presentation one-on-one, you're trying to talk for 30 minutes, trying to convince one person to sign up, you're really wasting your time, guys. Know this again, it is a numbers game. This is a numbers game, guys. So if you make a list of 100 people, what's going to happen? You're going to automatically go through that list. And by the time you've done certain sample sizes of 20 calls, you will know what is your close rate, what percentage of people that you talk to actually get started. And the more experienced you are, the more times you do this, you're going to start learning what works and what doesn't work. You're going to learn this through experience. And a lot of times, guys, we get so caught up in the over planning, the overthinking. I got to be a perfect trader. I got to know all the information building. I got to be a presenter. I got to be this. I got to do this. I got to listen to personal development for 12 hours first. We put a lot of random ideas and thoughts in our head that are just literally not true. And guys, I'm going to make this as simple as possible for you so that you can go in, keep it simple, not overthink things, and actually go ahead and see results. And you guys using this simple formula, there's no way you're not getting 2 to 3 personals in the next 7 days. Literally, if you do exactly what I'm saying, you're probably going to get 3 to 5, maybe even more. If you're someone like Platinum 5000 Kyle Prasad, if he goes through a list of 100 people, I bet you there's a very small percentage that actually tells him no, because the thing is, he is so certain and confident in what he's saying. And here's the thing, you have to sound like you are more sure it'll work for them than their certainty of maybe it won't. And you're either selling them on why it'll work, or they're selling you on why it won't work. So really, and it's an energy thing. It's not a physical word thing. It's literally your energy and certainty will be transferred into them on the phone call. You got to look at that on an energy standpoint. You have to have full belief in what you're doing. And if you've never done an invite call, guys, it's really go through the video, ask for the invite. I'm going to go into it a little bit right here, but what you need to do is write down a script of a couple of sentences, and I can give you an example. And the reason why, not to read from the script, but to say the same thing over and over to yourself. That way you know what you're saying and you don't have to think about it. And the reason why people mess up in the beginning, if you're thinking too much, you don't know what to say, and that's very normal. Trust me, I was the same way when I got started. When I was doing my first 20 calls, 50 calls, 100 calls, I didn't even know what I was talking about. And I was saying way too much to way little people. And that's really what I was doing. And you should do the exact opposite. Say less to more people. And, you can really just weed it out, because a lot of times, guys, we're trying to sit there on the phone and talk to them for so long, and they're not even a qualified prospect. The thing is, guys, on the invite call and on any call with your prospect, you are the one in control. And you should write that down. And you should go ahead and write down that you are the authority, right? You have to be the authority and in control of the conversation. Now, this is where a lot of people mess up. They think being in control of the conversation is talking the whole time. Just saying this, this is my experience, this is the platform, this is Forex, and you're saying way too much. Remember, guys, you need the trailer to the movie, not the whole movie. You need to write that down. You need the trailer. That means say just enough to pique their interest to get on the presentation, to watch the video, to get on the opportunity call. Say just enough. Say way less to way more people. And that's really how you should approach this, because it is a numbers game. Because here's the thing, guys. There are people that will sign up within 3 minutes of talking to you, and there are people that you're sitting there talking to for an hour straight, and they're still not going to sign up. Because why? They're not qualified. You didn't ask them the right questions. So when you are in control, for being the authority, what you're doing is you are in control by asking them the questions. You are in a hurry, right? Be in a hurry. the first question you should ask, if you're going straight to the invite calls, and like I'm talking like straight invite calls, like you're inviting to the presentation and that is all you're doing. If that is what you're doing, you're clearing the schedule second. That means, hey Bob, how's it going, man? Listen, I don't got a lot of time. And you pretty much imply, you don't even have to physically say it, but imply energetically that you're in a hurry. And you do that by having a certain pace, enthusiasm in your tonality. That means you're in a hurry. You're not like speed talking. You're not like going like blah, 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 blah. Like you're having a certain pace and flow that you're in control and you're the one asking the questions. And the way you do that, guys, ask them the right questions. And you can really, I'm going to give you guys a couple videos that you can go and study on your own time. Because what I believe, guys, is how you learn is through repetition. You watching this call, you might learn a couple of things. You taking notes, you might learn a couple of things. But you're really going to learn it when you watch the same video over and over and over and over and over and over and over. And I talk about this all the time, guys. You can go to any video on Austin Gotti's page, and I can tell you what, pick a random one and I've listened to it 20, 30, 40, 50 times. Literally, there's some that I've probably listened to 100 times. And there's no coincidence that I can pretty much speak a lot of his calls verbatim with word for word, sentence by sentence. And Kyle Prasad can tell you the exact same thing. He's actually the one that put on the watching Austin Gotti's calls because his information was relatable to us. You know, he really inspired that younger crowd. He had big teams of really young people. You know, when I joined, I was 20, I was 15, and so on. So realize that it's really simple when you can just program your mind for the right information. Program your mind, like listen to it over and over and over. And if you've been on the 4 Basics to Success call, you've seen that the way to master any skill set, you have to get to unconscious competence. That is the 4th level of learning. The way to get there is by observing someone do it over and over and over and over, which is also listening to audios, you know, watching your mentor in person, whatever it is, and then also doing it, applying it over and over and over and over and over, applying it. Because guys, listen, you do it once, you do it twice, you're not going to be that great, but anything you do repeatedly every single day, it's eventually going to become a habit. And once it's become a habit, then you can focus on the energy and intention side of things, which is where all your results are going to come. And the reason why people don't see success as fast as they want, why it takes them so long, is because they're not doing the right things from the beginning. They're not going through the whole process. They call the first 3 people, give up. They call the first 10, they give up. And the thing is, guys, listen, if you can just go through the list of 100, man, you're literally going to be P600, probably pushing P1000, literally, just by going through the list. And if you can keep these calls, and if I can keep this simple for you, literally, the invite call should only take anywhere from 30 seconds to 2 minutes, to like literally no more than 3 to 5 minutes. Like if it just happens to be a conversation, like maybe you know the person. The odds are, guys, you want to keep this under 2 minutes if possible, because you're going through the numbers. Listen, the more you say, what's going to happen is you want the presentation to do the work for you. You want Gustavo's op call. You want whoever your upline op call that's every day or every other day. You want them to do the work for you. So you're brand new. You don't know anything. You're not expected to know anything. All you have to do is say just enough to get them to show up for your presentation, for your opportunity, for your call. Just say just enough, and you want to pique their interest. Let me go just write this down so we can stay on track. And it's be in a hurry. We already established that. Clear the schedule. And now when I say, hey Bob, listen bro, I'm running into the gym, but real quick, what are you doing tonight at 7 p.m.? That's all you have to say. You're in a hurry. You controlled the conversation from the very beginning. You didn't let him talk. You literally said, hey Bob, how's it going? I'm running into the gym, whatever. He said, oh, hey, how's it going? And then he already immediately sees that you're in a hurry based off your first 3 words. You literally have like 1 to 3 seconds to get the first impression. If it's someone you don't know, but more specifically on the call, tonality wise, what type of energy you're giving off. So, yo, I'm in a hurry. By the way, what are you doing tonight at 7 p.m.? Hey, what are you doing tonight at 3 p.m.? Nothing. Why? And then when he asks you what you're doing or why you're doing or what it is, basically say just enough to get him interested to get on the call. You don't want to explain it. You do not want to say anything about Forex. You don't want to say anything about the company. You don't want to say anything about anything other than simple to the point. Hey Bob, listen man, I'm actually learning how to make money online, and I'm partnering up with some very successful people, and they're looking for people just like you. And boom, compliment them. And I remember you were this person that had this positive attitude. You were a leader. You were the captain on the football team. Whatever the case would be. Hey Bob, I remember you were that confident, positive, attractive person. And the people I'm working with, very successful. They're looking for people just like you. and really like automatically the interest is peaked and the call's only been 15 seconds, 20 seconds. He's like, oh, really? Automatically, guys, if you give them a compliment, you're going to make them feel good. And remember this, guys, write this down. They will not remember what you say. They will remember how you make them feel, okay? That's really important. That's a key aspect. You have to understand that. They're not going to remember everything about Forex. They're not going to remember everything about the academy. They're not going to remember everything about Go Live or the products, room chats. All they're going to remember is when I think of, who's on this call? Let's see. When Samir hit me up, when VP hit me up, all I remember is he made me feel like, does it work? Yes. Do I think I can do it? Yes. Will you help me? Yes. What's in it for me? That's all they're thinking about. Is this going to work for me? Can you help me do that? And that's all they want to know. Energetically, it's not something you say, but it's something you give off the energy of. So listen, be in a hurry, clear the schedule. What are you doing tonight at 7 p.m.? Blah, blah, blah. What are you doing? He asked me what's going on. Okay, I compliment him, say we're looking for someone just like you. Let me know, will you be there tonight at 7? Yes or no? Listen, guys, you're not trying to get a yes. You're trying to get a decision so you can move on to the next person, right? You're not trying to get one person on the call. You're literally going through a list of people that you already established. How many people am I going through? And guess what? You're getting the decision, yes or no, yes or no, yes or no, yes or no. Awesome. 14 said no, 6 said yes. All right, perfect. We're going to follow up with a 6. You got to really organize your list like that. When you think in terms of numbers like that, building is not as difficult as you may seem. You think, oh, wow, getting your first 2 people, first 2 customers, your first 2 family members, your first 10, 15, you think it's such a difficult thing, but I just promise you guys, you just haven't gone through the numbers or you haven't done it in the right way. So you get a very clear schedule. You gave the value by complimenting him and saying, hey, I'm learning how to make money online. You could say that, hey, I'm starting this new business. I'd like to get your opinion on it. I think you'd be really good at it. And another compliment you can use is say this, write this down. I think you would be really good at what I do. Hey, I think you would make a lot of money in my business. Hey, and this business that I'm learning how to make money online, I think you would kill it. I think you would even do better than me. And really just give them the compliment, make them interested, and make them feel like they can do it, but don't give them the information. If they persist and keep asking you questions, literally it's like, hey Bob, I guess this isn't for you. Like I said, I don't have a lot of time. You can even go to the point of saying, I only have 5 spots. I have a list of 20 or 30 people, but they told me to pick my top 5. You were in my top 5. I told him you'd probably be on it, but if that's not you, that's totally okay. Who do you know, real quick, if you're not interested, that's awesome, that's fine. Who do you know that would like to learn how to make money online? Who do you know that has a positive attitude and leadership qualities? Who do you know that might be interested in something like this? It's a simple question. It literally adds 5, 10, 15 seconds to your call, and this whole process should take no longer than 60 to 90 seconds. You should really get this whole thing in. It's 60 to 90 seconds. And the whiteboard's not working, but okay, that's fine. Okay, so just give the schedule, give value, take it away. And taking it away, I kind of just went over it. What that means is if he tries to keep asking, do not give him what he wants, guys. Write this down. People want what they cannot have. So you piqued his interest already. You told him, if you want the information, be there at 7 p.m. Okay, guess what? I can't make it. So what actually is it? Hey Bob, listen, I don't have a lot of time to explain. You should have a backup time in case 7 p.m. doesn't work. Maybe it's the next day, maybe it's a later call, maybe it's 3 p.m. Whatever. Gustavo's 5 p.m. Eastern. Definitely, guys, utilize Gustavo's calls. There's a couple other people, Kyle Prasad running calls. There's literally, depending on who's your uplines are, who your sponsors are, who the leaders in your organization are, P1K, P2K, and above, specifically, plug all your teams into those calls because they're giving you the information, presenting it. They presented it before. They closed people before. Guess what? You're a beginner. You don't know how to do anything yet. All you know is, hey, I just got started in something I think you would be good at. Compliment them. I think you should check it out. The information is going to be at 7 p.m. Literally, that's all you have to say. You don't have to sit there and try to explain Forex. And literally, guys, I promise you, I've seen this happen before. You can go ahead and hit P600 in your first 7 days without even knowing how to explain anything other than inviting to the call. Literally, if you can invite to the call, you can get exposures, and exposures is literally a numbers game. And the more people you go through, the more you know what your percentages are, okay? So, and I kind of went over it. That was the P. That was the piquing the interest, which is the invite call. The S, which is showing the plan or sharing the presentation. And typically, guys, we do events live in person, which is definitely the best way to run numbers and to get a lot of exposure in a short period of time. It's definitely the best way. That may be opening up soon. I know some of you guys are utilizing big houses or Airbnbs for events. That's definitely a good idea. Get away with what you can with everything that's going on. And, you know, for right now, I definitely see the best thing that's going on. You have Gustavo's op calls every single day at 5 p.m. Eastern time. And you can literally invite them and say, hey, if you're in Eastern time, Gustavo, you don't have to say much other than, hey, I'm working with some successful people. They're making a ton of money helping a lot of people. I think you would be really good at what I do. I think you would make a lot of money in this business. Just leave it as simple as that. If they're the type of person that would sign up and join and actually do this thing, that piquing interest phrase would interest them immediately, no questions asked. And if it doesn't, they're obviously not the person you're looking for. So move on to the next person. Literally, hopefully that can go, you can grasp that information, doesn't go over your head, right? The right person, you cannot say the wrong thing to the right person. You cannot say the right thing to the wrong person. That's why I say less to more people, because the less you say, the right person will be interested right away. Really just understand that. And this is the other really important part. The only other thing you really have to know to hit P600, it's inviting and edification. These are the top two ones, along with promoting and, you know, launching would probably be the next ones, right? But so we're gonna get into it. The three-way call. Okay, the three-way call is edification. And guys, you probably do this already, or you've heard about it before. And I'm gonna tell you guys the right way that I've used this work for me. I'm not saying it's the only way to do it. I'm not saying it's the best way to do it. I'm going to tell you what has worked for me, what has given me and people in my organization results. And this is the three-way call. It's edification. And the whole point of the edification, guys, you know, it's this triangle. And I'm just kind of break this down for you, right? And I kind of got this from John Guaman, who's a chairman 50, and it really made a lot of sense. I also heard Cash Cartier say this, and I've heard quite a few people say this, right? So check out this. You should probably write this on your paper as well. Okay, so go ahead and let's put your prospect. Your prospect is here. Okay, you were right here, and your mentor, upline, whatever, anyone that can explain and answer the information better than you. That's who that is. And if you already are a level where you're doing the three-way calls for your team, you should still do a three-way call anyway. I do three-way calls with people who are on my team instead of my mentor sometimes. And if it's someone that I think that maybe I can't close by myself, I go ahead and I'll reach out. I'll reach out to Ray, I'll reach out to Gustavo. And then if there's a really, really big fish, you know, I got to go ahead and reach out to Darwin, Emery, and so on. And that's how you should do it. Like, all the time, you guys can ask people on my team, if I find a prospect that is very relatable to anyone in the business, whether they are on my team or on someone else's team, I'm going to hit them up for the three-way. Why? Because people like to do business with people who are just like them. People like to do business with people who are just like them. So, hey, maybe I don't relate with you that much, but guess what? I know someone who does. And I think you guys should connect, right? So, and here's the thing, guys. You and your prospect have trust, okay? Write that down. You and your prospect have trust, and your prospect is going to respect your mentor upline because you edify them. And I'm going to get into the edification. Edification is very simple. The whole idea is you want to go ahead, compliment, introduce your prospect to your mentor, compliment them. That's the key. You have to compliment them to your mentor. Say, hey, Gustavo, this is my boy Bob. I played basketball with him. You know, Bob is someone who had a really positive attitude and a really good work ethic, and I really remember him for that. And I think he would really make a lot of money. I think you guys are really connected. Hey, Bob, you know, I wanted to introduce you to Gustavo. He's making a ton of money helping a lot of people, and, you know, and he's ready to work with you. He told me he wanted to talk to you already, so I'm excited I get to introduce you guys. Boom, that's all you have to say. Use your phone and it's done. Use your phone and it's done, right? You and your prospect have trust, but not respect. And you and your mentor your prospect and your mentor have respect and not trust. And that's where you come into play with the edification. Once you introduce them, now there's trust and respect. Now there's trust and respect. And now guess what you can do from there? You don't have to say another word. Like, you guys realize right there, what I just showed you, you can hit P600 in a week, tops, really, honestly, in days, if you really go hard at it. You can hit P600 in a week just by learning how to do a 60-second invite call, a 60-second edification call, and mastering them, and just doing it over and over and over and over and over, and not caring who says yes and who says no. Because the right person will always say yes. The wrong person, you will know immediately, energetically, intuitively. You will literally know, because if they not vibing what you're saying, okay, bet I have a list of 100 people. I don't have time to waste my time on one person. You got to think about it like that, guys. You are the authority. Whether you have made 6 figures or whether you've made 5 figures, whether you've made $1, guys, it's a proven fact you are going to make money given that you stick around long enough to let the process get you the result, okay? You will make the money and the results that you want given that you give it the time and effort, the dedication, the focus, the persistency to get the result you want. You know that's where you're going, and people care where you're going way more than they care where you're at, right? They care where you're going. People follow people that know where they are going. People follow people that know where they're going. So one more time, the edification call, I am letting, and guys, don't get in too deep into the income, guys. Really, no one wants to sit on there and, be told that they're making this or making that. The prospect does not care about how much your mentor makes. Literally, they do not care. Say, hey, a ton of money. Say, hey, he's helped a lot of people. And, I learned this from Alex Morgan, guys. You could be edifying someone that's making $600 a month, $1,000 a month, and you could say, hey, this person is making a ton of money, making a lot of people. Because why? A ton of money and a lot of people, those are subjective phrases. There's no exact amount. So to one person, $1,000 a month could be a lot of money. One person helping 10, 15, 20 people, that's a lot of people to help. So guys, don't be so specific and, this person made 6 figures, 7 figures, 100,000, I made 10,000 a day, I made 50,000 a day. Guys, relax on the income claims. We're not supposed to say income claims anyway. Okay, so you don't have to get into the specifics. And one more thing I'm going to add on to that, just kind of as an extra example, for those of you that are doing the 3-way calls. For those of you, so I kind of went over the beginner things, right? The inviting and the edifying. The edifying, which you always do, no matter what rank you are, you always do that. Okay, and now I'm going to get into the person that's on the 3-way call, the person that's closing it, how you should really go about that. Okay, and this is more so for the P600s and above. And if you are not a P600 or above, you should be getting a P600 and above on every single call that you do. You should write that down. If you are not P600 or above, you should get a P600 or above on every single call. And if you are P600, you should be getting a P1K or above on every single call. And really utilize this, guys. It's not about the ego, I can close this person by myself. Oh yeah, I can do this, I don't need help. It's a leverage game. Network marketing is a leverage game. Make it easier on you. And once you've built the trust and the respect, boom, it's just so much easier and smooth process because people, they don't want to think you're the only one in it. They want to know they're in it with other people that can help them, inspire them, and build relationships with. Man, I've had plenty of people that join my team. Main selling point is just the community alone. Guys, everyone wants to make more money. Everyone wants to have good relationships in their life. Everyone wants to get the right mentorship and training. And if they don't, you're not qualified to do this business. It's really simple, right? It's really simple. So the person on the closing call, the person that's doing the 3-way, the mentor, the upline, this is how you should approach the call. And remember what I was telling you guys earlier from the beginning, right? You should be focusing on a couple things. Your tonality, posture, because you are the authority. And it's even easier for you to be the authority once you're edified as the authority. It's even easier. You don't even really have to try that hard. It's like they already see you as someone that's either an expert or sounds like an expert. You don't have to be the expert. Sound like the expert. And even though you're the one on the call, let's say, for example, guys, one of you puts me on a 3-way call. Although I've made 6 figures in this business, I'm still going to mention someone else who's making more money than me. That's still what I'm going to do. But keep this in mind as well. You have to meet them where they are at, okay? Really write this down. Make sure you take note on this one. This one is key. I see a lot of people mess this up. I've seen this before. I've done this before myself. Meet them where they are at. And what I'm saying is, if the only way you're going to know where they're at is by asking them questions. Hey man, so tell me, bro, what did you like best about the call? That's the first thing you should ask them. What did you like best? And if possible, the person that gets your mentor on the call, give them as much information about them before the call as possible. It's going to help both of you out tremendously. Hey, it's like, hey, Gustavo, by the way, Bob, he was on my basketball team. He's a positive attitude. You could literally say the same thing that you're going to say on the call, but it just can already prep their mind and get them ready to where there's no guessing, there's no awkward asking questions. So Gustavo would say, hey Bob, Jordan was telling me all about you, saying a lot of great things about you, saying how you're this, you're this. The only way he can say that is if you tell them ahead of time. So make sure you do that. Make sure you tell your upline ahead of time about the prospect. Write that down. Definitely do that. And make sure it's good things, complimenting them, because everyone has good qualities, everyone has bad qualities, but which one are you focusing on? Which one are you focusing on? You have to be the belief for them. You have to put belief in them. You have to believe in others more than they believe in themselves. And that's how they're going to believe in themselves. That's how this thing works. Okay, meet them where they're at. So what I mean by that, hey, if Bob's making $600 a month, hey, I'm going to tell him on the call, since Jordan told me talking to Gustavo, since Jordan told me Gustavo, or that Bob is making $600 a month, I'm going to tell him, hey, we can help you make an extra few hundred a month. Hey, we can help you make an extra few hundred a month, right? If Bob is making $10,000 a month already, like, hey, we're going to help you make an extra $5,000 to $10,000. But the thing is, a lot of times we mess up by someone that's broke, literally just has maybe a minimum wage job, and you're telling them they can make $10,000 a month. It's way beyond their belief level, and it really scares them away, and they think, oh, that's too good to be true. Oh, that's unrealistic. Oh, I can't do that. And remember, guys, the whole point, you want them to say yes to 3 questions. Hey, in their own head, hey, do I think I can do it? Does it work? And are you going to help? Are you qualified to teach me? Like, that's all they want to know. And it's not something you physically say, but something they pick up energetically, whether they know it or not. Okay? So if you could answer those questions, hey, does this work? You're giving them certainty energetically. This works because it's worked for me, it's worked for him, and it's working for him as well. And even if it hasn't worked for you yet, you know it's going to, given that you put in the time, dedication, and work. You can say that. It's better for you to be honest where you are than to try to make it sound like you're above where you're at. It's better to be honest where you're at. Hey, I'm learning how to make money online. Hey, I'm learning from some 6 and 7 figure earners. Hey, I'm learning from some highly successful people. And instead of saying, I'm going to teach you how to trade, oh, I'm going to teach you this, I'm going to teach you this, and especially with people that already know you, that's really just never going to work, because they see you from who you were instead of for who you are now, or who you're becoming. So make sure it's as simple as possible. Now I'm going to say this one more time for those of you that hopped on midway through. This is really important, guys. Promise you, trust me on this. Your attendance on the calls is going to go up so much if you have not posted on social media yet. Like, listen, guys, go through the list before you post and make your first post. Okay, why? Because if they don't know what it is, they can't do prior research. They can't prejudge. Okay, I'm not saying don't post on social media. What I'm saying is go through your list first. That way, when you hit them up about an opportunity, they have no concept of what it could be. They have no idea. But if you're sitting there posting random things about Forex, this, a lot of us young people, typically people older than us don't see us as someone qualified to teach on investing your money. So you really got to be as short and quick to the point, give value, compliment them, and go through your list before you post. If you have not posted on social media, do not do that until you go through your list. Because the only thing posting on social media is going to do, it takes consistency. Hey, you may get a few people to hit you up, but you can go through a list of 100. Because guys, listen to this. I go through my list today of my warm market. They automatically know it's Forex before I say anything. They already know I do Forex. If you've been posting, they already know you do Forex. So you can't really, you have to do the invite a little bit differently if they know you do Forex. And that's totally fine. That's totally fine. There's another way to do that as well. But what I'm saying is, if you're brand new, if you don't have your tune free, if you're not P150, or whatever the case may be, and you want to get to those levels, just start your business and just get it off the ground running. Hey, go through the list, master the invite, master the edification to the 3-way call. That's literally mastering a 60-second call and a 60-second call, which pretty much you're saying the same exact thing every single time. You're literally saying the same thing every single time. So know what you're saying. Know what you're saying. Get it down in your head. Know what you're saying. Get it down in your head. You can even script it if you want to. Script it, whatever makes sense to you. Know what you're saying and keep it short and sweet. To the point. Compliment them. Pique the interest. Pique the interest by making them interested in believing that they could do it. Just you telling them that they would be good at it, automatically they're interested. Hey guys, listen. If I hit you up and texted you, hey bro, I have this business thing or whatever, blah, blah, blah. I think you'd be really good at it. Obviously, you're going to want to check it out. Like, if I say you're going to be good, you definitely want Guys, I mean, you can literally stroke people's ego a little bit, compliment them, make them feel good, because they're going to remember how you make them feel, not what you say. And here's the thing, guys, what I see happen is sometimes I'll just put belief into people just because I know we're all infinite. We all have infinite potential to grow. So I'm going to put my belief in you, whether I, on a subconscious level, believe you can do it or not. I know you can. So I'm going to put my belief in you. And then when I put my belief in you, you believe in yourself, and you actually get the result when you actually believe in yourself. That's the way it works. Not by me telling you it, by you believing it yourself. And sometimes, guys, people need someone else to inspire them, to motivate them. If you can be that person for someone else, they're really going to love, trust, and respect you and follow you in what you're doing. Hey, I know where I'm going. I'm learning this. My plan is to not have to work a job or blah, blah, whatever it is for you. Make it personal to you, but you're pretty much saying the same thing every single time, okay? Meet them where they're at. And the third thing is, see, on the closing call, you can talk a little bit more, but still, guys, you want to have some type of sense of urgency. Give them some of your time. And I personally think the closing call, depending on who it is, it should be 10 minutes, 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes at the very most. If it goes on beyond that, odds are, like, I don't know, like, really, guys. And the thing is, you want to get to the point with this. And a lot of times, we don't end up closing because we're beating around the bush and we're not getting to the point. I'm going to tell you guys how to get to the point. And I'm going to give you guys a script of questions that you should ask that I literally ask every single time. And so do my mentors. It's a proven system. It works. These are the right questions. Your first question should be, what was your favorite part? Or something along those lines. What was your favorite part? Hey, what did you like best? This is straight from Eric Worre, GoPro. If you read the book, if you ordered the book, I highly recommend you get the book. I definitely spelled that wrong. What was your favorite part? What was your favorite part? Awesome. And what you want to do is agree with them and elaborate maybe one sentence, two sentences. Hey, oh, awesome. Your favorite part was that you can make money anywhere you go. Awesome, man. Actually, I was traveling last year, going to the Starbucks and Wi-Fi. So that's totally true, bro. I definitely agree. Whatever. The whole point is to be on their side, guys. Be on their side, right? What was your favorite part? Okay. And now there's a couple ways you can do this, and I'm gonna tell you what I ask personally. And this is what was your favorite part? And assuming you don't already know these questions about them, you go ahead and ask those questions like I was saying before. You ask the questions of, where are you currently at in your working? What is your current goals? Where are you looking to take this? Hey, how do you see yourself doing this business? Hey, give me a reason why this would work for you. Why do you think this would work? Just try to paint the picture and the image for them and make them see it for themselves. Like, hey, bro, okay, so what was your favorite part? That's number one. Number two, usually what I'll say is, you kind of just get going, whatever we're talking about. But the other specific question is, this is how to end it. That's how to begin it, and then this is how to end it, right? You can say from a scale of 1 to 10, you guys have probably heard that. You can say from a scale of 1 to 10, or honestly, I think 1 to 3 is what you should say. I think you should say 1 to 3, and why? 10 gives them way too many numbers, right? So 1 to 3, if you give them a 1 to 3, hey, on a scale of 1 to 3, 1 being this makes no sense, you hate it, 3 being you're ready to get started right now, where are you at? So they're either they don't like it, they're ready to get started, or they like it, but they're not quite certain enough. That's really the 3 options. Don't give them 3 options, they only have 3 options, 3 answers. So, and then pretty much you want to start just gathering information, and when you're ready to get to the point, whenever you're done talking about whatever you guys talk about on the call, you have to ask the closing question. And when you do, and a lot of times, guys, you don't even end up having to ask because they're ready to get started. Hey, so how do I get started? Hey, so how do I get started? So pretty much what you ask, guys, is really simple. It's really simple. Are you ready to get started? Are you ready to get started? Like, if you're ready to get to the point, are you ready to get started? Okay. And if you want to have a little passive approach, let's just say that's the more aggressive approach, which works very well. Number 3, this is more passive, and you say, hey man, do you have the time and money to invest? Do you have the time and money to invest into this business? This is just an example. Use whatever resonates with you. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just guiding you in the direction you're going to take and follow your course, right? And another one you can ask is, hey, so is 235 in your budget right now? Like, literally, like, you can ask these questions because people are afraid to tell you that they don't have the money, but oftentimes even if they do have the money, it's just they're not certain enough to spend it. But guys, we spend money on what is important to us and what has a strong enough meaning to us. What we believe in, we're gonna put money in. I know a lot of people, guys, that had $300 in their bank account, and guess what? They went and bought those $200 pair of Jordans. Hey, I know a lot of people that had $200 in their bank account. They spent that last $200 on a concert ticket. Hey, I know a lot of people that just went to the club and spent that check. Like, literally, guys, if it's important enough, they will find a way to get started. You know, and I've had people that sold shoes to get started. I've had people go ahead and work another 2 weeks to get the paychecks to get started. I've had people sell blood plasma. Shout out to Kyle Robinson. You know, in his first foundational squad, they literally all donated blood plasma to get started. They literally donated blood plasma to get started. You know, we had BG sell his PlayStation to get started. Like, I mean, guys, there's so many examples and testimonials that people that didn't even have the money to start went out of their way to get the money to start. And you can go ahead and mention that to them. Hey, listen, bro, you know, I understand 235 is not in your budget right now, but let me ask you this, bro. You know, when in the next 2 to 3 weeks are you gonna have, or when in the next week, when in the next 5 days would you have it? You know, let's make a plan for you. And I will give someone a plan, because a lot of times people don't think they can come up with 235 because they're not thinking the right way. And I'm telling you, hey, listen, I know this will work for you. You need to put in this investment to get access to the education, the mentorship, and this energy. You need to invest the 235. So listen, you know, let's see. So what, you know, how much are you making in your job? Oh, hey, is there anything you can sell at home? Hey, you know, give them solutions. Don't just, no, I can't sign up right now. Does not mean that they're not gonna get started, guys. That does not what that means. It just means that from the information you've given them and from what they believe, they don't think they can get started right now. And I have turned no's into yeses in one call. And I've turned no's into yeses in a conversation, because it's just a perspective shift. To change a perspective. Hey, you know what? Maybe I could go ahead and sell my PS4 because I value my future more than playing video games. You know what? Maybe I could go ahead and sell those shoes that I don't need. Maybe I actually want to be rich instead of look like I'm rich. You know what? Maybe I can go sell those designer clothes. Maybe I want to be rich instead of look rich. Hey, maybe I can go ahead and like really just put that in perspective for them. You know, put that in perspective for them. I always do things in a loving way. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm not trying to hurt your feelings. But hey, if you want to get started and join my team and work with me, hey, listen, I'm giving you value. You got to be giving me some type of value. And if you're not even showing me that you're willing to sell something to get started, I don't even want you on my team anyway, okay? Right? Because I have a list of 100 people. You don't need anyone. You don't need anyone. No one needs you. So just because you have information, hey guys, just because I hit Chairman 10, does that mean everyone joins me? No, that does not mean that. Not everyone is qualified or in the right timing of their life, okay? And I'm going to add one more thing onto this. Before we open up the Q&A. I'm going to add one more thing onto this, and this is following up. This will be, you know, I gave you the skills, the basic skills is going to get you the results. Now I'm going to give you the follow-up list is going to be what's going to keep you consistent. The follow-up list. And there's a certain way to go about this that it'll actually make way more sense for you. Right? And that's my whole intention here is just, let me just make this to where it can clarify in your mind how this thing works. Because I promise you guys, if you think it's going to be hard, your mind will not give you an easy way to do it. And if you can think it'll be easy or simple, you know, your mind will think of solutions to make yourself right. Your subconscious mind is to prove yourself as being true. Your subconscious mind can't make you look like an idiot, right? So if you say, hey, you know what, I'm going to figure this out, it's going to work. You know what? I think I'm just going to hit these signups my first week. You know what? I think I'm just going to get 3 signups tomorrow. You know what? I'm going to go ahead. And it's like, when you say that to yourself, like, that's what your subconscious mind program is running. But what happens is we don't go ahead and program our mind to anything. So our default thoughts are, no one wants to join me. I haven't even made money yet. I've been doing this for so long, and no one wants to join. People don't like me. People like, who knows what we're saying to ourselves, guys? Be conscious of your unconscious thoughts. And that's something, you know, that's the nugget of the night right there. Because why? I got that straight from Joe Dispenza. Okay, be conscious of your unconscious thoughts, because a lot of times you are the one. Listen to this, guys. You are the one that's talking you out of your own success. Yep, I said it. You are the one that is talking yourself. You're the one that's telling yourself why you can't do it instead of telling yourself why you can do it. That's what you are doing unconsciously to yourself, right? And guys, I'm guilty of it as well. We all do it to some level and degree. But I promise you this, guys, it's not the platform, it's not your mentor, it's not your team, it's not the education, it's not the YouTube video, it's you every single time. And once you can take responsibility for your own results and your own success, that's when you're going to get the results and success that you desire. When you take responsibility and say, hey, listen, you know what? Maybe there is something I can do to change my perspective. You know what? If there's a way I can't do it, there's also a way I can do it. You got to think about it like that, guys. Every situation in your life is neutral. I hope you're hearing me right now. Every single thing in your life is neutral, but your mind creates whether it's good or bad. Okay, and that's what slows people down, is when something happens to them that they did not want, they label it as a bad situation. And that's what I'm telling you guys. If you can go through your list, 20 people, 50 people, 100 people, knowing that by the time you go through the numbers, you will have the result you want. You won't have the result from the first 2 calls, the first 5. Sometimes if you've never done it before, your first 10 are terrible, right? Call the people that you don't think are going to sign up first. Like practice runs, right? And guys, like, it doesn't have to be difficult. You know Forex works. You've seen the results. You've seen not only the educators, but you've seen people. I mean, you guys, depending on which group chats you're in, people are posting profits. They're making profits on the harmonic scandal, on Gold Cup, on Steady. There's people literally using the products. Guys, I was on Andy Quinones' session yesterday, and he called out a trade, like literally, Steady. What day is it? Wednesday. Steady had a call tonight as well. Literally, Sunday and Monday. Steady has a call as a risk reward. Like, people are making money. You know that it works, and if it hasn't worked for you yet, just know that it will. But the reason why it hasn't worked for you, if it hasn't, is because you convince yourself why it's not going to work. Because here's the thing, guys. You can think in survival, or you can think in thrival. And our survival instincts are, we got to think negative so we can protect ourselves. Hey, we got to protect ourselves. We got to save money. We got to do this, do that. We got to play it safe because we don't want to hurt ourselves. We don't want to get upset. We don't want to embarrass ourselves. We're playing it safe, guys. But when you play it safe, you're in survival. And when you're in survival, you're thinking of the worst case scenario. Okay? When you're in survival instinct, you're thinking of worst case scenario. That's why you're not getting the result yet, but you will once you can change the way you think. Once you can think in why this will work instead of why it won't work, your subconscious mind, once you can get that idea into your subconscious mind, it's already done. It's literally already done, because anything you do will work. Why? Because it's your choice. Hey, listen, bro, if you want this to work, it'll work for you. But you have to believe it before you see it. You have to believe it way before you see it. Guys, last year, last March, I tell this story all the time. Last March, I had 30, 40 people on my team. And I literally made the decision, hey, I'm going to go chairman 10. And I got the idea into my subconscious mind. And I said, I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm chairman 10 on July 1st, 2019. And I said it, and guys, I wrote this down probably 100 times a day for 6 months straight. Like literally 100 times a day, read it, spoke it. No matter what I was doing throughout the day, my subconscious mind was playing the programming of, I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm chairman 10. And it's not necessarily the words, but it's the frequency, guys. Realize, remember what I said at the beginning, we are vibrational beings in a vibrational universe. Whatever frequency you send out is what you're going to get back. Whatever you give out, you're getting back. So if you're giving the universe, I am the chairman 10, hey, I'm getting to the next level, I am worthy of success. Hey, you know what? My current situation is not my final destination. I know where I'm going. I have vision, not sight. You're putting these ideas, hey, I am successful. I am a winner. I am a champion. What's another one? Hey, listen, I'm worthy. I'm grateful. You're putting those things out there over and over and over and over. And the reason why, some people, they go into their affirmations, but they don't really get deep enough. And until you do it repetitively over and over and over, that's when you'll get in your subconscious mind. And guys, when I say into your subconscious mind, subconscious mind it's what you think unconsciously. Once you can get something into your subconscious mind, what you think unconsciously. So, one last tip I'm going to get into that, is this one last thing, and this is part of your routine. And it doesn't matter what rank you want to hit or what income you want to hit. Pretty much my understanding is everyone on this call either wants to make more money, wants to impact more lives, or wants to just become greater as a human being, right? Would I be right? Drop a 777 if one of those 3 is true for you. If you want to either make more money, impact more lives, or become a greater version of you, and probably all 3, right? Probably all 3. So if that's you, well, here's what I'm going to tell you, right? What's helped me stay consistent, and when I don't do it, it's very hard to be consistent, right? So listen, this will make you consistent if you can commit to doing it. And I'm going to get a little bit into how the habits work, because I would truly believe 100% our spiritual DNA is exactly the same. We have the same exact potential. What's different is the information we have in our habits, in our belief system, right? It's really simple, right? So your routine, this is your morning and night routine. It should be almost the same for both. This has to be a part of it, guys. If you're not doing this, if you're, first, before I even say this, give me a 222 if you currently write down a gratitude journal every morning, every night. Drop a 222 if you already are doing it. Right? There might be a few of you in here that have heard the information, been told to do it, and you're doing it. Maybe some of you know it, but you're still not doing it. Well, I'm gonna tell you guys, that is one key element of massive success. Why Alex Morgan does it? Why David Emaniti does it? Why any billionaire you can think of does it? Right? Oprah Winfrey does it. Bill Gates does it. Steve Jobs does it. Maybe success leaves clues. You know what? Guess what? Maybe I should do something that someone who makes more money than me also does. Maybe I'll get a similar result, or maybe I'll get at least a better result, right? Does that make sense? Because if it makes sense, it makes sense, right? It makes sense. Gratitude journal. And remember, guys, it's vibrational. It's not about what you say or what you do, but the frequency that you are transmitting consistently throughout the day. So gratitude is a frequency that comes from an open heart chakra. Not to get too deep into that, but realize that when you are putting gratitude out there, you're putting the energy out there of I'm grateful, I'm grateful, I'm grateful. And what's going to happen is the universe is going to send you back circumstances, situations, events that align with I'm grateful. I'm grateful for this. I'm grateful for this. You know what that means? More things are coming into your life. More experiences, more opportunities, more people, more relationships, more income. Like all these things are coming to you once you're grateful. So gratitude and affirmations and goals. And when I goals, guys, is however you want it. What do you want? Why do you want it? What do you want? Why do you want it? That's as simple as it gets. I don't like to be all specific and do all this, do all the extra thing. What's worked for me? What do you want? Why do you want it? And focus on it all the time. Affirmations. What do you say to yourself? What do you say to yourself? If you're not saying anything to yourself consciously, that means you're literally a slave to your own program in your mind. Right? Right? If you are not consciously deciding to change your self-image, it's never going to change. You have to make a decision. Who do I want to become? Who do I want to become? And say it to yourself over and over and over. And when you are saying your affirmations and when you are saying your goals, it's important to believe it as it already is. Because guys, what I've learned, what my mentors taught me is act as if you are and you will be. Act as if you are and you will be. Pretend like you're successful and you will be successful. Hey, pretend like you are happy, you will be happy. Just put a smile on your face, smile all day long. Have a high level of energy throughout your day. Have a high level of energy. Hey, if you're not smiling, guess what? That just means you're thinking the wrong thoughts. That's all that means. So think about what you want and not what you don't want. And the only way to do that, you have to be conscious of your unconscious thoughts. Write that down. And, I recommend going into Joe Dispenza's work. I really do. Dr. Joe Dispenza really changed my life and the way I think. Joe Dispenza, Ralph Smart, just to give you another one. And you know what I believe, guys, when you can get through these breakthroughs in your mind, anything you do is going to work. You don't have to overplan, you don't have to overanalyze. But if you can get the belief muscle right, what you do will automatically work by default. It just will, guys. It just will, because you are the placebo of your own life. If you believe something about yourself, you will literally be right 100 out of 100 times. So wouldn't it make sense to change what you believe about yourself? Yes or yes. Give me a nod. Are you with me right now? If you believe who you are right now, you can believe something else, because you're never going to become something new until you make that decision. And when I say make a decision, guys, listen, if you don't have the result you want, or you aren't like right there on it, like just haven't made a decision yet, and right here on this call, I'm telling you, make a decision. Who do I want to become? What do I want? Why do I want it? That is your dominant focus all day, every single day. Who do I want to become? What do I want? Why do I want it? It is quite obvious how this business, this information could help you get there. It's quite obvious, right? You're getting the personal development, you're getting the relationships, you're getting the education, you're getting the mentorship, you're getting put in an environment that is positive and leading towards your success. That's the environment you're in. The more you're around successful people, the more successful you'll become. It's the law of association. The law of association. You
become like the people you spend the most time with. Become like the mentors you listen to the most. You become like the audios and the books that you read and listen to the most. That is literally a law of the universe. It is a proven fact. Okay, so with that being said, that's enough with the information. You know, we have time for 3 questions. We don't want to keep this call going all night, but I'm gonna go ahead, you know, drop questions in the chat or raise your hand or unmute you, and I'm gonna answer 3 really good questions that you think not only can benefit you, benefit your team, but benefit everyone on this call. Whoever asks the most interesting questions, you know, we're definitely gonna go ahead and answer those.
Hey, bro, I got a question.
Yep, go ahead.
Feel me? People tomorrow, like, I got a lot of people tomorrow that I'm gonna call, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I wanna ask you a question, cause I've been trying to, like, feel me? I know how to invite, but my perfect invite doesn't work, like, sometimes, you feel me? But I just want, like, an invite that I could just straight up, like, talk to them, not even for, like, 1 minute, just 60 seconds,
Mm-hmm.
and boom, next one and next one. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I have, like, a 70 people list that I want to go through. Like, today I already went to, like, 20 people,
Mm-hmm.
and, like, 5 say yes, and yeah, that's what I want. That's my question, though.
Look at that. 5 said yes out of the 20. See, that's pretty good. That's pretty good numbers. But so you're saying like what to say, or is that what you're asking? Or
I mean, like
sorry.
a straight up, like 60 seconds, like.
Yeah, 60 seconds. Now, what I'll tell you, Frank, is, you know, number 1, give yourself permission to mess up. Give yourself permission to mess up and don't really worry about it. 1 call, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. You literally, sometimes I've literally done a call and I literally just stumbled on my words and I just hung up. Like I didn't even know what I was saying and I was like, oh, I lost that one, you know, next one.
Yeah,
make it
happened.
fun, you know, just make it fun. It's not so serious. Like, just make it a fun thing. You're excited. You know, the main thing is you're excited, compliment them, and just make them feel like they can do it without saying too much. And, you know, just kind of to rephrase what I was saying earlier, hey, you know, depending on who it is, I always say something slightly different. I say something slightly different depending on who it is. You know, typically saying, like, let's say it's someone that was in sports. Hey, bro, you know, listen, bro, I don't got a lot of time, but real quick, you know, we're doing at 7 p.m. Hey, or you could start with a compliment. Hey, I remember, you know, you were a really good leader back in school or on the basketball team. I remember you had a positive attitude. I remember you compliment whatever you can think about them. Hey, I remember you always dress real nice. You know, whatever it was, compliment them. And I say, you know, and I was just thinking about you. I think you would be really good at what I'm doing. You know, I'm learning how to make money online. And I think you'd be really good at it. I think you'd make some money. I think you'd make some money with me. And just, you know, just keep it that simple. Whatever you think would work for them. And it doesn't really matter what you say. It's more so how you say it. And just be to the point. Hey, I think just compliment them and make them feel like they can do it. That's piquing their interest. And then, so will you be there on the call at 7 p.m.? I don't have enough time to explain. That's the key. Don't explain too much. I don't have time to explain. And I'm just learning. Or you could even say that, hey, I'm just learning, but I'm learning from very successful people and they're showing me how they're getting their success. And I think you'd be really good at it as well. Boom. Will you be there at 7 p.m.? Yes or no?
Thank you, bro. And another question, just real quick. I don't want to just take a lot of time from you. So man, like, you prefer me to like present my own presentations?
Honestly, I would say 100% you should be leveraging someone else's call always. You know,
Yes.
the last time I did my own presentation for my own prospect one-on-one, you know, it was over a year ago, literally, because I don't do that. Because why? Number one, it's a time thing and it's a leverage thing. If someone else is already doing it, that A, has higher results or can present better than you or whatever the case may be, just go ahead and leverage that, because why would you do more work than you have to? You know, typically we think as employees, we think the more work we do, the more money we get paid. We get paid for results, not time worked. We get paid for the production, not for the time spent. It's not employee, it's not a salary. You don't get paid per hour. You get paid by the production. What you produce is what you get paid. So what produces results? Hey, listen, there's a Chairman Tim doing an opportunity call. Let me go ahead and plug my prospect into them so they get the information. They get it from someone that's already really successful and go ahead and explain it. Like Gustavo's done the presentation thousands of times and he does it to the T. He in Vixie motion. He explains everything perfectly. Like I literally, while he's doing that, I don't even see the need to do my own because I can just invite to his. And that's the way I think work smarter, not harder. And honestly, in the meantime, what you can do is watch Gustavo present and take notes and then start practicing on the side just to yourself, practicing to yourself. Hey, if you have not presented 3, 5, 10, 15 times to yourself, you definitely should not be presenting in front of someone else because you don't know the information well enough. But, you know, I would say until you're at least P600, P1K, really probably P1K, like utilize someone else's call or video. Some people do the video as well if the timing doesn't line up. I did a video almost every time last year, and it worked pretty well as well. But yeah, that's pretty much the main thing. Try to leverage. Sometimes, guys, being lazy can make you more money. Why? Because it saves you time. It's not even being lazy; it's just being smart. Just literally just being smart. Leverage someone else, and you know that's what I would say. Really simple. I think hopefully.
Right, bro. Thank you, bro.
For sure, absolutely. Okay, Hayden, I'm gonna unmute you.
Yo, so it's less than a question and more kind of proof of what you were saying when you were talking earlier and giving the plan out. I was kind of trying it out a little bit, and this guy I just hit up on Instagram from Gary Vee's page. I was looking at his Instagram, and I said, bro, you're young, motivated, and have an amazing Insta page. You'd be perfect for network marketing. We need more people like you in our group. And he said, explain. I said, I'm busy. I'm in a business call right now, but if we can set up a call, I can go more in depth. He said, okay, bet. I said, when are you available? I said, I'll text you. I'm booked up tonight, but I'll hit you up in the morning. He said, okay, bro, sounds good. Thanks for hitting me up, though. It worked.
Exactly. Look at that. You guys
First try, dude.
First try.
First try.
Hey, listen, man, if you have the energy of good intention of, hey, I really, like, you're genuinely complimenting them saying they'd be good. That's not a lie. Like, that's being genuine, and it puts belief and inspiration in them. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I'll spotlight it to see it, hopefully. Yeah, guys, the proof is there. And you could even do that with DMs. You could do that with text. You know, I've had people cold prospect me with just text, just sending me a DM. Hey, listen, if the right person sees it, they'll want to join. They'll want to check it out. Right? Awesome. Did you have a question?
Oh, no. It's just sharing.
Yeah, guys, you see it right there. He's done it. And okay, who else raised their hand? The question. Andrew, Osama. Okay, let's do whoever I see first. Andrew, awesome.
Hey man, how you doing tonight?
Good. I'm doing great, man. How you doing?
Honestly, right now I got in my messages, and I've been telling her a little bit about it, and she said it's interesting, and I haven't seen her in 3 years, and like just that when we saw each other, it's perfect, you know. It just really clicked. And then she said, "Hey, yo." So she said, "So do you teach people something or what?" And then I said, "Can I call you, or should I just call her right away? Just go for it."
Oh yeah, if you already have their number, usually the best thing is just call them.
Like her Instagram, like I could call on the Instagram.
Mm-hmm. I know sometimes we like to kind of be a little passive, and you know I do it sometimes myself as well. And I sometimes just, hey, let's schedule a time. Hey, you know, just 3 p.m. work. Hey, just 5 p.m. work. But you know, in my experience, man, what works the best is call them as soon as you get their number. Like literally, they're gonna pick up. Like they're literally gonna pick up. You already know what to say if you've done it before. And, you know, depending on your own schedule, maybe you want to schedule time, whatever the case may be. But a lot of times what happens is, and you guys will see this as you go through your numbers, the more phone numbers you get through social media or whatever the case may be, people, like, the time you have to act is very slim. So you need to literally call them within the first 24 hours as soon as possible. Because, like, if you get their number, I'm guilty of this myself. That's the only reason I'm telling you this. I've gotten people's numbers, and I had so many numbers backed up that it was overwhelming. I didn't even know what to do. And I was calling some of them I forgot. And it's like, if literally I had people that I texted 2 weeks later or 1 week later or 5 days later, and they're like, who is this? They don't even remember that they gave me their number. So it's like, literally understand that. And just like, as soon as you get the number, just call them right away, or put them on your hot list of who you're going to call tomorrow, or, you know, whatever it is. That's what I would do.
Another thing is, like, when I send the link for the op call, they get scared right away by reading the intro to Forex, and they say, that's not me. And like, that's
really
just that. Yeah, they get scared for some reason, and just them reading it, they won't click the link.
Which which calls are you using? I'm wondering, because most of them that I've seen recently are saying intro to digital entrepreneurship. If it's not whatever team's sending out that link, I would just recommend they change the name to intro to digital entrepreneurship or something, or something along the lines. And normally, I mean that doesn't really matter, but like if that is a problem, that's a solution.
Yeah, that's been
intro to Forex is usually fine. Like it's usually fine.
Yeah, I feel you. But because I got one person on the op call and she
Right.
really loved it. She's like, I feel it could be beneficial, but she doesn't have a job. She doesn't have, she's about to have a baby, but she's really struggling. But I made sure I planted that seed, so maybe in the future she'll hit me up.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And your job is literally plant a seed, give a good impression, find out quickly if they're qualified or not, and then move on to the next person. And don't be married to one person just because they're your friend or they're your family or you like them. It's like, and that's what people do typically because they think giving the person more time is building rapport, and that's not what rapport is. And
Yes,
really,
sir.
you can really look that up. And like people think the longer you talk to them, that's not how it works. People will, if you make your time respectable, people will respect your time.
Cool,
if they
cool.
see you as a person of value, they will value your time. And that's as simple as that.
And yeah, that's so bad. Also, I used to listen to Ralph Smart, like when I was a freshman through all the way to high school.
Ralph Smart's amazing. Ralph Smart changed my life. All right, let me get to the next question. Osama. Yep. Appreciate you, Andrew. That was a good question.
Hey man, what's up, Jordan? I love your presentations. Like, try not to miss them. But ever since I got in with this, I got to know Austin Gadzhi. Like, not to know him, but I start to watch him more and more. And one of the things that you said was like you got like it's your environment, and and one of the things that he says, 3 ways to shape your reality is environment, words create your reality, and the images. Now that helps me from not quitting, because sometimes, this is my question, I sometimes wake up thinking about quitting, but I just put that image in my head, I put those words in my head that I shouldn't, that I should just keep pushing through it. Do you use the same technique or do you use a different technique?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of my foundational knowledge on this business and this industry is from Austin Gadzhi's videos. And the 3 things to shape your reality, that's one of the videos I've watched no less than 100 times. And I can tell you, bro, like literally anyone in this business, bro, we've all thought about quitting at some point in time. It's all crossed our minds. And it's normally when something bad happens or we're thinking negative thoughts or we're feeling bad that day, especially if you don't have a result yet, But you got to realize that all that is your unconscious thoughts that are telling you why you can't do it instead of why you can. And that's just something you have to be aware of, conscious of, and just stay focused on the vision. What helped me stay focused and push through the times of doubt was like literally, listen, my desire to not have to spend time doing what I didn't want to do, or sorry, I don't know how to word this, but yeah, my desire to live on my own terms was way greater than my fear of, will this work out? Like, come on, like literally, if I don't know any other way to work my own schedule, my own time, make my own decisions, make my own income, why would I quit? It makes no sense. Even if it takes you 2 years, 3 years, like you could literally make no money in literally your first 3 years. And the 4th year, you can make 6 figures. Like you never literally know. You guys know Holton Bucks? His first 7 years, he didn't make more than $500 a month. And now he's a multiple 8-figure earner in the industry. If it took you 8 years to make 8 figures, is that worth it? If your first couple years, it doesn't work? It's not that it doesn't work. It's that your mind is working the wrong way. It's working against you. That's the only thing that's happening. It's not that it doesn't work. It literally works. Everything works. Holton Bugs. Holton Bugs. He's going to get you fired up. Look, I'm going to type it in the chat, guys. Holton Bugs Cash Cow. This is one of those audios you really want to listen to over and over and over and over and over. And it's really simple. It kind of lays into some of the things we went over tonight. I got some of the information tonight from that audio. Holton Bugs Cash Cow. And, and Osama, just to elaborate just a little bit on that question was, yeah, bro. I mean, for me, anytime I got negative thoughts, I would just automatically put positivity in my ears. And it's an immediate solution. Hey, listen, my thoughts aren't good. Let me replace them. Right?
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah.
Smile. That actually helps out a lot.
Yeah, and then you smile. Just smile. Like, why wouldn't you? Like, why wouldn't you smile? right? Because you're not your past, you're the future that you're creating. So smile, right?
Thank you so much, Sensei.
Of course. You got that. And of course, all right, so Tim was next. Chona, whoever's ready. What's good, Tim?
What's good? What's good? My bad, I'm shaving right now, but
No, you're good. Do your thing.
So with social media,
Uh-huh.
I have a lot of people from like my high school and stuff like that. Would it be good to start another Instagram account?
Well, the thing is, I've seen people make another one, and I've seen people just grow the one they have. And, you know, typically, like, no matter what platform you're on, you should know who your audience is and speak to that audience instead of just speaking whatever. If your goal is for business, of course. But for social media in general, and you're saying what, Instagram or Facebook or Snapchat?
Yeah, Instagram. Yeah, Instagram is the main one.
Honestly, the way I see it is, it's not that you're a personal account or you're a business account. It's like you are you, and you is your business or your business. Like your personality, what you like to do, your hobbies, your interests, that is your business, because that's your brand, that's your personal brand. So,
yes, sir.
So Forex is something you do. It's just a part of your personal brand. It's not the only thing you post about. It's just one of the things you post about.
And so, like, what I was thinking, like, since I have a YouTube channel, just use like one for my YouTube channel and then another one for the business.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you definitely could. You definitely could. Whatever makes sense to you. I think is, for me, I always follow the line of simplicity is key, and I try to keep things simple, and I'm trying to narrow things down always and try to save time and be more efficient, always trying to do that. And whatever works for you. And you could, like, what I've been doing recently is I have written out on a whiteboard the different platforms that I'm posting on, and I'm giving kind of little categories of what things I might post about, just to kind of give an idea based off of, like, my YouTube channel is mostly people that are wanting to watch Forex videos. And then Instagram, it's people from all across the platform, from different people I follow, different entrepreneurs. So more general entrepreneur mindset, spiritual things apply more to my Instagram than my YouTube. My YouTube applies more to Forex. And I know that based off of the views, the likes, the comments, the engagement of the different types of videos and pictures and posts you make. And if you already know your audience, then you should already know kind of what it is. But either way, grow. Like, you always want to grow. You always want to grow, whatever it is, for sure.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that was all that I had right now.
Okay.
I'm actually going to be giving you a call soon.
Awesome. Hey, I'm ready. Let's do it.
Sir.
Let's do it, Tim. Good to talk to you, bro. Good to talk to you. We'll talk soon. Jonah is next. What's going on, my man, Jonah?
Yo, what's
good? Hello, ET. How's it going?
Good, bro. Good. Yo, so this is more for like P600s and up. How would you say you manage your time more so with bringing new leaders in and bringing and working with the team that you already have? How would you say you manage that time?
As a P600? Are you saying specifically? Or
yeah, I'm just saying in general, like if you have people on your team.
Typically, I'm going to kind of give you the answer Jason Brown gave, which is something that I try to do. I try to have a balance as well. And if it helps you to make a schedule, you can for sure do that. And I'll write this out. This is what Jason Brown said. And I'm not super strict on the times of things, because I like to make my decisions based off feelings more so than over planning. But there is a fine line. There's a line of planning, whatever. But what he says is you should spend 25% trading, 25% building with your current team, 25% getting new people on your team / launching, and then 25% personal time. And you can, you should, for the most part, you should be able to do that unless someone's working a full-time job, which some people are. Just use the time you have available and, put those percentages in. It's really kind of like that. Those of us that don't have jobs right now, we're blessed. We have so much time on our hands. We got 24 hours. And, just kind of write that out. You can do 25% personal, 25% building/team calls. And a lot of the building/team calls, it's not necessarily trainings, but more so just building relationships and making sure people are plugged in and promoting and, things like that. Just because the thing is, like, in this business, the longer you guys are in, you realize that the people that are with you for the long term end up becoming your best friends. Like, literally, they end up becoming your best friends. And, I can tell you guys right now, when I joined this business, I had very few people that I could call my best friend, and now I probably have dozens, if not 100+ people that I could literally call a really good friend or a best friend. Literally, I have 100+ people that are on a really good relationship basis. When I joined, it was like maybe 1 or 2 people, and if that, really. And so, with that in mind, you're really building relationships because you're building people. You're not building your team, you're building people and so on. But yeah, that's what I would say. Launching new, and that could also be doing 3-way calls as well. Right? And yeah, that's a pretty good balance. For me personally, I'm trading from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. and then if there's something to mark up at night, I'll mark up at night, and then that'll be that. Building team calls, it's kind of just at any time, whenever throughout the day. Launching and new exposures, it tends to be before Gus's app call. I can invite them to that. And personal time is, early in the morning, late at night. Whatever works for you and your schedule and everyone else listening. And personal should also be that obviously includes personal development, because personal development should just be that's just life. You're just always growing. If you were always seeking to grow, you're going to find growth. Seek and you shall find. That's in the Bible. That's literally in the Bible. If you were seeking ways to achieve your results, you're going to find that. But if you're seeking ways why it won't work, you're going to find that. And that's what I'm saying, talking about these unconscious thoughts, programs that, especially if you grew up in a family or a town where people didn't have money, we're programmed with the wrong thinking about money. And we think we're not worthy of it. And we think that it's not possible. We think we have to stay broke forever. It's not true, guys. It's not true. That's just a false programming. It's an unconscious thought that's been put into your mind that you need to reprogram. And I recommend Bob Proctor affirmations. And I kind of just went off side of the answer, but I definitely think you guys should take note of that, because that is straight up fact, 100%.
Thank you, my brother.
Mm-hmm. Of course, I see Mr. Gabe Burgos. Go ahead, sir.
What's up, bro? How are you? How's everyone? I guess my question was, my homie, I understand that your vibe attracts your tribe. And something Cash Cartier said was that if you're talking to people who clearly, don't look like, okay, I'm not saying prejudge, but if they're not the type of person, if they're basically not you, I feel like everyone should have a set top 3 characteristics that they want as somebody on their team, because that only makes sense. So if I want to talk to somebody who is of high influence, but let's say my Instagram has 2,000 followers, I'm following 7,000, and I'm trying to talk to someone who's got 10K, 20K, 30K, probably someone that never checked their own DMs. Do you think it's kind of pointless to talk to them, or is there a way that you would go about talking to somebody of influence?
Yeah. Really, to be honest, I would say, as far as influence, with influence, it's definitely a different approach. It's definitely a different approach. When it comes to people with influence, I have people of influence that I built relationships with, and I've had relationships with for a while, and I have not yet actually prospected them fully. But what I've done is build a relationship and a foundation of trust. And the thing is, if you guys are on a friend basis, they will know what you do, and if and when they are ready to do what you do, they will automatically go straight to you. And as they see you level up and grow, you could be building relationships with people right now that could make you 6 figures, 7 figures in this business, but they may not join you until next year or in 2 years or in 3 years. But the people you're building right now relationships with, by the time that you surpass their their influence or reach a similar level, then that's when it's like almost automatic that, hey, bro, listen, you've seen the growth, you've seen what I've been able to do. And I really look at the influence, and that's kind of like the long-term approach that will literally always work. And then let's say if you're a time crucial approach would be just mention who your mentor is, tag them. And, hey, I'm working with this person, make sure it's someone, and you could literally say Matt Rosa, like you could literally say Darwin Lopez. Like it doesn't have to be someone you are directly working with, because here's the thing, realize this, whether you, and everyone that's on this, not just Gabe, listen to this. If you know someone or you even see someone high of influence, obviously they're not going to sign up with you when it's just you. Like that's a given, right? It's probably not going to happen. But hey, you could literally mention Darwin Lopez, mention Emery Holmes, mention Gustavo, mention Ricky, and guess what's going to happen? If they end up saying yes, you can find someone who has direct access to those people if you do not already. We can literally make that call happen. Like we can literally make that call happen. Hey, you find someone with 50K and you're like, hey, listen, I'm working with Darwin Lopez, and you're like, and then you hit me up, I hit Darwin up, hey, look, we got this guy with 50K, he's gonna follow me. This person got him on, hey, let's go ahead and set up a call. He's gonna say, all right, man, let's do it. Like literally, it's that simple, guys. It's that simple. Use leverage. You're not only in works with your direct 1 or 2 uplines, you literally have access to anyone all the way up to Matt Rosa. If the person is even Chris Terry, and like if you get someone on that level, like you will get the right person for the 3-way call for that. Just ask and it is given. Ask and it shall be given. Also in the Bible. We're quoting the Bible tonight, guys. Like it's in the word, literally. Seek and you shall find, ask and it shall be given, knock and it shall be opened unto you. Right? That's what I would say, Gabe. Let's do it, man. Let's do it. Let's start shooting our shot on these verifications.
Oh yeah, Echo, real quick, dude. What do you think about voice messages?
Oh yeah, always do a voice message, even a video if you can. Sometimes do video, sometimes do a voice message. A text really barely works. But voice messages is number one. I'll tell you why. For everyone listening, because Gabe, I already know you do this and you know why. But number one, voice messages. Number one, it stands out. They're gonna see a voice message instead of a text. Number two, barely anyone ever voice messages with them. 3, if you compliment them and give them good energy, they automatically are interested in what you're gonna do, what you're gonna say, right? 4, it's your energy. They have to feel your energy. And to add on top of that for social media, make videos and post videos all the time. Literally post videos, guys. Post videos over and over. If you are afraid to make your first video, guys, I promise you, my videos were terrible. My first 10 videos, 20, even probably 30 videos. Hopefully they're not terrible anymore. Like, but guys, you give yourself permission to mess up. You're in this for the long term. Remember, guys, you will get the result given you give it the time and effort. So knowing that, you're going to be committed to the next 1 year, next year and a half, next 2 years. If you're committed to that, you know it's something you're going to have to do. So you might as well do it right now. You might as well do it now. Right? That makes sense?
I love you, Jordan. Thank you so much.
Hey, I love you. Thank you.
Yo, I'm gonna have to hop off here, but I appreciate the message, Jordan. I appreciate you.
Muted myself. You know, guys, we're going to go ahead and end it off of that. I think that was a really good last question. I appreciate everyone for hopping on the call. Real quick before we get off, guys, 2 things to note. These calls, building trainings like this with Q&A at the end, I'm going to be featuring other chairmen every single Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 p.m. Eastern time. Make sure you tune in to the information, tune in to the frequency, and let's get you the success and results that you desire. Literally, let's do it. Let's go ahead and do it. Make sure your team is on these calls. Make sure the people that are building the business are on these calls. If anyone that wants to level up, get them on the call. You could literally put a prospect on these calls. That is totally fine, right? And with that being said, September 4th, Houston, word is it's still on and we're still good to go. The tickets might be delayed right now, like you can't order them right now, but just put it on your calendar. Houston event, September, there's gonna be 15,000, 20,000 people there. Houston, September 4th, make sure you be there. Listen, guys, if you are not there, I will not take you seriously, and I probably won't even, literally, guys, we remember and work with those that are the willing show up, do whatever it takes, and, let's go ahead and do it, man. All love, peace and blessings, man, all 2020. Love you guys. I will see you guys very soon. Let's get it.